Welcome back into another video. In today's video, we're going to go over some legitimate possibilities for the Chapter 23 killer in Dead by Daylight. Based on everything we know, the probability is somewhere in the 90 to 95 percentile that this next chapter is original. In this video, we're going to go over some new ideas that have emerged that can help us lower down the options for the Chapter 23 killer. Behavior has some interesting strategies for designing their original chapters.
Generally speaking, we start with the killer concept first, and only a very high-level concept for what the power could be. From there, the design team defines the killer power in more detail. For example, the Death Slinger came from the core idea of how can we give the killer a gun. From there, the general character concept was created, Spooky Cowboy, and the power itself went through several revisions before we found something that worked. Of course, this is just the general flow. Each killer presents their own unique challenges and varying development flow.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Schmuckles. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I also stream on Twitch on Wednesday and Sunday nights. The link for that is in the description below. First off, I want to say Chapter 23 probably isn't The Conjuring. In fact, it probably isn't even licensed. If you want some evidence on why that is, you can click on the title above and then I'll link you back here after. I'm shocked that our German killer theory turned out to be wrong for Chapter 22. Technically, this idea could be applied to Chapter 23 as well, but I'm not going to push it. I feel I've shot my shot with this idea in Chapter 22 and I'm letting it go. Behavior still does have some options on the table in the way of popular folklore from different cultures. The Wendigo and Grim Reaper seem to be doing very well in our most hyped original chapters tournament. Something like a pirate, vampire, or werewolf would be iconic to see as well. I'd say that anything that's famous from folklore is worth mentioning. If we've learned anything from the past few original chapters, it's that behavior tends to start with iconic folklore and then add backstory and creative changes to make them feel original. The Blight is loosely based on the classic novel Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The twins are rumored to be based on the comedy horror trilogy Basket Case. Some people think that Death Slinger is based on the Creeper from Jeepers Creepers. Sometimes the killer isn't super well known in the folklore like Trickster. I think it would have been hard to predict a killer like the Artist or the Twins since they don't really stand out too much in the folklore scene. I'd say both the Artist and Twins had such interesting unique powers. For the most part, Behavior doesn't want to create any two killers that are too similar.
With the release of the Twins, will we see more unique killer powers in the future?
As you know, we like to try new things on occasion. Like the Twins was totally new, having two things you can control and switch between them. So I think we will see more unique killer powers in the future, but I can't really comment on what those might be at the moment.
Since using folklore to predict the next killer is difficult to speculate because there are so many options, we need to use something else as a basis for predicting what's to come. In the DBD Leaks Discord, Mass, the owner of the server, has teased the Chapter 23 killer with a fire emote. Definitely take this with a grain of salt. Mass could have been trolling with this, but on October 26th, Mass did send me a bird emote. This was 6 days before the teaser season started for Chapter 22. So Mass was teasing the Chapter 22 killer to me. This must mean that the data miners are able to access the next chapter information. They can get information on the new killers well in advance via accessing the content in the DVD pack files. Data miners did tease Michaela shortly before she was released by revealing a piece of her hat. So they're literally able to see what the killer looks like. So the main thing here is Mass trolling us or not? Because I feel confident that Mass has seen the Chapter 23 killer. If this tease is real, then the Chapter 23 killer will probably come in with fire somehow involved with the killer power and backstory. In the DBD Leaks Discord, Mass revealed on September 27th that the Chapter 23 survivor's codename is S23. And the Chapter 23 killer's codename is K27. On October 20th, Mass said, "Oh my, just seen the Chapter 23 survivor." And on October 10th, Mass said, "Lol, they accidentally added the Chapter 23 killer." On November 13th, Mass revealed Chapter 23 is an OG chapter without a map. On November 24th, Mass uploaded these icons, which look closely tied to Pinhead. This is what Pinhead's power icon looks like, so it's not exactly the same, but it looks similar. Someone responded, "Whoa, is that the power icon for the next killer?" Mass responded with this: "I didn't recognize this icon as a part of any killer in DBD. The only two killers that come close are Demogorgon and Plague. I guess it could also be from one of the killer add-ons, but I didn't find any add-ons that matched this. So it's possible that this is the icon for the Chapter 23 new killer's power." However, DBD does also have mods that change the pictures, such as the character profile portraits. So it's possible that these are actually just mods. I'm not really sure. Let me know in the comments below if you have any additional information. Since Mass teased Chapter 23 with a fire emote, it seems likely that the next killer is a fire-based killer. I'm not sure if Behavior would ever bring in a killer that's similar to a bipedal dragon, or possibly a fire demon killer that looks similar to Oni. Personally, fire makes me think of the pits of hell, meaning a killer based on the devil could be coming into DBD. Some people are thinking a creature from hell like a Grim Reaper or a skeleton from hell who was taken by the entity is possible. I think a creature based on the devil would fit very well in DBD. Is there a difference between demons and devils? I don't really know. The point is, if this tease from Mass is real, I think we're looking for a fire-based creature or a creature from hell. Had I taken a literal approach to Mass's bird emote tease, that would have been the best possible speculation for chapter 22, so I'm doing that here for chapter 23. We definitely know there's no new map coming for chapter 23. We did receive news from this GameRant article that Dead by Daylight is partnering with an LGBTQ+ organization. The developers for DBD know that representation in games is incredibly important and have continually made an effort to make this game more diverse. In its Pride Month 2021 post, Behavior announced a collaboration with GamerX, a non-profit dedicated to uplifting LGBTQ+ voice and stories in games and the gaming industry. This article was referring to this Pride post from May 27, 2021. Behavior explicitly mentioned plans to include and represent the LGBTQ+ community. They go on to say, while we know many of you are eagerly anticipating this content as we are, it's vital to us that we not only deliver it, but more importantly, do it justice. Behavior then announced the collaboration with GamerX. We also already talked about how in this interview, Behavior said that they plan to add an LGBTQ+ character. So something like this is definitely coming in the future, possibly part of chapter 23. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.